This is the Voices of Life podcast, a ministry of the Church for Life. Today, we open a window into one of the earliest and least known proposals from America's founding generation. An amendment written in 1789, sent to the states, and still technically pending more than 2 centuries later. It is called the Congressional Apportionment Amendment, and it was designed to keep the House of Representatives close to the people. As the nation grew, most Americans have never heard of it. But today, you will. Here is your host, Pastor David.
Welcome to this Voices of Life Did You Know special. I'm Pastor David. When the first Congress met in New York City, the young nation was growing fast. New states were joining, populations were shifting, and the founders knew that representation in the House would need to grow as the country grew. So they proposed an amendment to guarantee it. The idea was simple. Make sure the House of Representatives always stays close to the people. Not distant, not unreachable, not swallowed by size or power, but accessible, accountable, and rooted in local communities. The amendment laid out a mathematical formula of how large the House should be as the population increased. It set thresholds, it set ratios, and it tried to ensure that no member of Congress would ever represent an overwhelming number of citizens. In other words, the founders wanted representation to grow with the nation, not drift away from it. But here's the twist. The amendment never reached the required number of the states for ratification. The states that did ratify it were New Jersey, Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, New Hampshire, New York, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. It fell short by only 1 state, since at the time the colonies grew from 13 to 14 states, and technically needed 10.5, which equated to the 11th state to ratify it. The states that did not ratify it were Connecticut, Georgia, Massachusetts, and Pennsylvania. And because Congress never set a deadline, it still sits on the table today, more than 2 centuries later, technically alive, technically pending, and technically capable. If this amendment were to be ratified today, it would dramatically reshape the size of the House of Representatives. Some scholars say it could expand the House into the thousands. Others say it would restore the original vision of close local representation. But all agree on one thing. This amendment is a reminder that the Constitution is not just a document of the past. It is a living covenant between the people and their government. And some parts of the covenant are still unfinished. So what do we learn from a 235-year-old amendment that never quite crossed the finish line? We learned that the founders cared deeply about representation. We learned that the people believed government works best when it stays close to the people it serves. And we learned that even unfinished ideas can still speak to the heart of a nation striving to remain free. In every generation, liberty requires stewardship, and representation is part of that stewardship. This amendment reminds us that the work of self-government is never done. It is a calling, and it is a responsibility entrusted to us by Providence. But it is never too late for an amendment to be ratified. It is still open. The Congressional Pay Amendment, which is known as the 27th Amendment, first passed Congress in September 25th, 1789. But it was not ratified until May 7th, 1992, 203 years later. So we can never say never of what might happen in the future. And these amendments that have no expiration date can still be ratified in the future, such as this one with the Congressional Apportionment. This is Pastor David, thanking you for joining us today. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
This has been a Voices of Life. Did you know? Special. A look into an amendment written at the dawn of our republic, still resting on the table, still waiting for the nation to decide its future. The Congressional Apportionment Amendment reminds us that representation is not just a structure, it is a trust. And every generation is called to steward that trust well. Thank you for joining us today. This is the Voices of Life podcast, a ministry of the Church for Life. Until next time, may God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.